try.
Ask him, he's got all the players. I mean, I've just got the leftovers, the unwanted, you know. It's a struggle. But I'm from Struggle Street. He's from, you know, from the good town, aren't you? Is it okay? He's got no answer to that.
No,
but he's still swimming in success, whereas we're plodding along here. Have you been to Lismore?
Yes, I have. Not last week I wasn't, but I've been there.
We had a good roll out there. It was really good for the... We had a training session at Casual Arena Rugby Club. It took us an hour and a half to leave. Kids and parents everywhere. It was fantastic.
It's a big rugby area there.
So how are you going to play on Saturday, eh? Tight and bold and wide and hard.
I left you a copy of the game plan just at
I've got it.
Yes.
Oh, mate, I've got your game plan. You can't trust your players. There's your game plan. It's a blank.
Exactly.
The Cheika game plan. On the other side's the Jones game plan. It's the same. Okay, we've done enough.
Taking the underdog tag, are you, Alan?
Well, of course we are. But I was just saying to Michael, we don't have a team yet, but we'll have one by 5 o'clock. Look, it has been a struggle because, as I've said before, and this is a serious comment, it's not the same structure as the Barbarians used to be. I mean, once upon a time you had access to all the other international teams that weren't the team that you were playing. So in this instance, it'd be New Zealand or Argentina or South Africa or whatever. And now in the game today, these countries are very, very committed. So we've really struggled. And then players are under contract, so we've had to try and... We had a very, very good player in the hotel here this morning, whom I thought he was right for Saturday because we had 2 very serious injuries on Tuesday, and he was wanting to play, but then I got a phone call an hour ago to say that his club wouldn't release him. So they told him you can't play, even though you're stuck in the hotel room. So those are the sorts of difficulties. Pardon?
Who's that?
No, there's no point in telling you who he is because poor Coots, I think, worried enough as it is now. So he was here and they thought he shouldn't have been here. But no, we're okay. Look, I'm really happy with the people that I've had an opportunity with these people. A lot of them are young. A lot of them are rejects, not necessarily Michael rejects. They're just blokes that have sort of had a go and been passed aside. And we've trained well and they've played well in the limited time that we've had. So they're very much looking forward to it.
One of those guys you're probably talking about, Quade Cooper. How have you found him?
Well, I've always found Quade Cooper outstanding. I think he's very, very gifted. And I'm glad that, you know, he's the captain. But look, coaches have different views. Michael might have a different view from me. That's the nature of the game, and the players learn to adjust to all that. So Quade doesn't sort of reflect unfavourably on anybody. It's just that I suppose I have a different appreciation of his talent. I think he's a very gifted player, and I'm glad that he's got an opportunity to call the shots here a bit too. So I think he does that very well.
Could he come into calculations?
Well, I said it from before, definitely. You know what I mean? I think that for the contest, he could have easily been playing with us, but for the contest and having the diversity in the contest, it's good that I think he's playing with the Barbarians too, to be honest. So it'll give us a chance to see what he's got. We know he's a very talented footballer. And of course, we've got a very young player playing in the number 10 jersey who probably looks up to Quade. He's played alongside him at the Reds. So it should be a very, very interesting battle there because, you know, they're usually playing alongside each other and now they're going to be playing against each other. And I think that that's what these types of fixtures bring out, those types of battles where Master Apprentice, where he is in this instance, or, you know, the international team against, you know, the collection or the diverse team that's come together. And I've been involved with Barbars before, this Barbarians team in particular as well, where the team gets pretty well connected after spending a week. They're coming from all different places to do one thing together. And of course, as always, with all the jokes and everything like that, when the whistle blows, there'll be 30 guys out there that want to do damage and will want to win.
What do you want to see from Quade if he was to come back in your calculation?
Oh, mate, this is Alan's job today to run at him, you know what I mean? So it's not mine. But I know what Quade brings, you know what I mean? And it's always, for mine, I was very, you know, involved in him coming back to Australia as well. And I do want to see him prosper, you know what I mean, and play good footy. He's been doing that in the NRC, and that's been noted. And now has a chance to do it against some of his, both his competitors and his colleagues, you know, on the other team this time.
But it's not just about Quade, you know, and it's not about Michael and me and selections. Look, one of the things, I suppose I've made this comment 50 times in the last 3 weeks, and it never seems to be picked up. So I'll say it again, at the risk of embarrassing the coach, I don't think there's been a proper appreciation of where Australian rugby is at the moment. We know the administration, I mean, you wouldn't sell to a traveller in the street, but that oughtn't to reflect on the players. This is a very good Wallaby side at the moment, and the success last week didn't surprise me, but the thing that I've seen is there is very, very significant depth. And some of the people that I've got are Australian players. I think the hooker, for example, for us is an outstanding player, Andrew Reddy, and he's there and wanting to make a statement on Sunday. Both the second rows who've played for Australia, Luke Jones and Sam Carter, are very, very good players in what I've seen. Look, so the playing strength of Australian rugby is in good shape. And I just said to Michael as we got in the lift, the most important step he'll take in the next 2 weeks is to get on the plane. Once they get over there, this Australian team is going to do very, very well. And I just hope we need to talk the game up a bit. Everyone wants to talk about Richmond's grand final and Billy Slater and Jonathan Thurston. My God, we've got good rugby players in this country. Can we talk about them a bit and profile them a bit and give them credit for what they've done? Everyone expressed surprise that the Wallabies won last week. Why would it be a surprise? I expect the Wallabies to beat the All Blacks every time they play them. So does he. So, you know, we'll be showcasing a lot of people here on Saturday that are perhaps second tier, but wanting to be first tier in your side and in mine.
Well, there's a lot of players there that I would have had the conversation with, even from Andrew Reddy, who's been involved with the squad, as he said, Sam Carter, Luke Jones, who probably is, you know, showing his wares by being in this setup here, so he can make a bit of a play for coming back and getting involved. And then obviously Quade, and I know that Ruru, who was involved before he got injured, definitely. And then you've got Kelly, Edo Nabuli, who have played already, you know, both of them for the Wallabies. So there's plenty of talent out there that we're looking at as well on the other team. So it's a big. The squad won't be announced until later that night, and there's a couple of spots still left up for grabs. So we'll see how it ends up after match day.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a halfback who I think is a very, very good player. He's a New Zealander, so he doesn't come into Michael's calculations. But because we've got Ruru has lost, who I think is very, very good, and that's a bit of a loss. However, I brought a young kid into the side, Strang, who's playing for Sydney University. Well, I mean, he improved every minute on Tuesday night, and then I just threw him in for some stuff this morning. And these kids are coming through. Now, if we don't talk the game up, they'll go somewhere else. And we want them here. We want Australian rugby to be the strongest setup in the world, and it can be. And I hope that we can do something on Saturday to prove that we need people to come through the gate to support the game.
Michael, Carmichael at 15, is that a sign that he's got the job? Replacing his run?
Oh, well, you know, in rugby, you're never giving the job to one person. I suppose it's an opportunity. We've set it up so we can have an opportunity to play there. It's a pretty nice back three with him and Israel and Henry. So he'll have plenty of help back there, and he'll take up some of the roles that maybe Israel's filled previously. It'll be a bit of a challenge for Israel. He hasn't played on the wing for a while either, so it'll be something different. And there'll be a couple of big blokes for him to mark out there as well, so it should be an interesting challenge out wide. But look, I think Carmichael's got that little bit of edge and X factor that puts him there as a candidate, and we'll see how he goes on Saturday.
He's a good player, Carmichael, and very good. I mean, there's this kid, Tom Banks. God, strike me, I don't know where he's been. He can play. I just walk up to him and I said, you can play, that's all I can tell you. And they want to play, and they want to play rugby, they want to play with the football. He can play, Banks.
Michael, there is a feeling that there's a massive sense of optimism after the past couple of weeks and the past couple of games. Do you think that there's any chance that you could be halting that momentum by resting so many players this week?
No, I think if anything, I'm looking to ignite more, because there's a group of players behind the guys that have been playing. There's a group of players that are, you know, busting to play. Like Alan said, one thing I've noticed about players this season is no matter what happens, selection or not, they're looking to play footy. So if they're not selected in the match squad, the first thing they're up to me is, can I come play in RC? What's the, you know, they want to play footy, and that's, you know, guys like, you know, Henry, who came off the bench, Tom Robertson, Alan Alaalatoa, who's, you know, he now, Jordan Ulacey. Look, there's a whole raft of them. I think there's only two from the starting team backing up, and this is the national team. Next level's got to step up and be able to compete at a level that's going to always test not only the opposition but the players that they're competing against internally.
I hope you're taking note of all the names we're mentioning, because My understanding, and it might be only rumour, my understanding is there's no program on Saturday. Don't ask me what that's about. So I have just, I'm lost for words on some of this stuff, I've got to tell you. And this is a team, the Barbarians, not because I'm involved, of rich in tradition, rich in history, makes an indelible contribution to the game. We should be celebrating the fact that they're here in this country. There's only 4 matches this year from the Barbarians, 2 of them in Australia. And to have an event of this status on Saturday with, as I understand it, no program is just the bottom of the birdcage.
Alan, your 1984 Grand Slam has had a wonderful game for the Barbarians.
Yes.
The way you were able to play the game then, is that still apply today?
Yes, I hope so. Depends on him. You know, he'll most probably sort of be rush and barge and knock us over and put us in the ambulance, and I'll be really in trouble. But if he comes along, that's the game plan, mate. I've read it here. Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, we scored 6 tries in that match, and all from counter-attack. And I can tell one funny story which I was sharing with the boys. One of the most, when we beat Wales at Cardiff Arms Park, it just so happened that Michael Liner and David Campese and I were going into the post-match reception at the Angel Hotel, and at the same time as some of the Welsh players arrived, and one of them was Richard Ackerman. And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, Alan, congratulations, but I didn't think your backs were very flash." This was with Campo and Michael Liner beside me. So needless to say, we get out on the paddock, and a piece of counter-attack, as you were there, Gordon, and Campo gets the ball, and Ackerman is the cover defender. Well, Campo just keeps stepping and making Ackerman tackle fresh air, and it was one of the great moments in rugby. Anyway, he eventually left Ackerman behind and got within the shadows. It was a French referee, the shadows of the post, and Michael Hawker hadn't scored a try. And Michael Hawker called for the ball right on top of the line. Campo made the pass, and Michael Hawker scored, and the French referee said, sort of voce said, "That was a forward pass, mate, but you've done enough." And he gave us the try.
He would have been torn down if he didn't get that try. Yeah, exactly.
I think so. So yeah, that's what we hope to do. Yeah.
You look like you're relishing your return to coaching.
Look, it's not about me. I'm relishing the fact that there are some young. I'm very, very surprised as to what I've encountered. That's all I can say. I'm just thrilled at the talent that I've seen. They're young, they want to do it, and you can't ask for more than that. And if I can fertilise their ambition a bit, and help them go to the next step, and help rugby, then that's a good thing. That's what we're here for. I love the game, and I get disappointed when I think that there are aspects of the game that detract from the success of the players. The game's about the players. It's not about Michael. It's not about me. It's about them, and we want them to play well. We don't care what team they're playing for.
Alan, you're bringing in Wycliffe to replace Jacques. What are you hoping he brings to the team on Saturday?
Bringing in
Jacques. Checkers?
Pilot.
Oh, Wycliffe. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, Cliffy. Well,
Cliffy
arrived.
yeah.
Yes, Cliffy arrived last night. Yeah. Yes, so. Well, he brings a bit of experience and age, that's for sure. Shh, he's over there. Yes, but look, he's a good player, and it's wonderful for these kids to be sort of mixing and moving with them. I mean, he hasn't run with us, so Cliffy will get a bit of a run tomorrow morning. But we haven't had a chance to do a lot of work. But it's up here that. This is the muscle that's got to be exercised on Saturday, up here. It's what you think and the decisions you make with the football. That's the most important thing. We haven't been able to do a lot of work on the other fronts. Yesterday we spent God knows how long, 6 hours travelling. We were on a Qantas plane. It was cancelled, and they had to split us up. It was on a Jetstar plane. It didn't leave, so we had a nightmare of a day yesterday.
So they did what I asked them to.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, okay, I worked it out.
I know. But no. So, but he'll. Yeah, he'll make a contribution. We've just got to sort of try and sort out his position in this team. But he's a very experienced player, and we're lucky to have him there. But it's been difficult, as I said, to get 23 together in all those spots. But we've done it.
On that, with the whole sort of, not necessarily interference, but contracts and sort of clubs and all that jazz, do you expect that even with all that, they're still going to be absolutely 100% against each other this weekend?
100% what?
Like, going at each other 100%?
Bloody oath. Jesus, God, we're not going out there to make up the numbers, have our photo taken. No, he will be, and his mob will be, and my mob will be. There's no qualms about that. If you want to tell someone it's going to be a fair income contest, I don't know what's going to happen. I hope we're equal to it. They might run over the top of us, but we're going to give it a crack. Absolutely. They didn't come here for the holiday or the ride.
Yeah, mate. You can't step into the gold jersey or a jersey with the tradition of the Barbarians one without wanting to give it your all. You know, and I think that's really important. As much as Alan's talking things down in their way, if you really have a good look, right? If you have a good look, you see the X factor in that team. Moala, Nano Williams, like I said, Naira Voro, Taniela Tupou. There's guys that can do things there on their own, and we've been very, very diligent in preparing for those guys, because, you know, the minute you take your eye off the ball in any way, shape or form against players who've got X factor, they'll kill you, and we don't want that to happen on Saturday.
So named as Wallabies vice captain for this weekend's clash against the Barbarians, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's a huge honour. You know, looking forward to being out there on Saturday. You know, leading the boys. You know, alongside Samu Kerevi and Nick Phipps. You know, just looking forward to the opportunity, and you know, my job doesn't change, so I'm just going to look forward to you know, getting that opportunity. It's just another title, but nothing really changes for me. So.
The Barbarians is a very prestigious team, and you're playing against some of your former teammates in the Wallabies and also Brumbies as well. What's it going to be like playing against the Barbarians?
Yeah, I'm sure the Barbarians are going to bring that exciting brand of footy. So, you know, we don't know what to expect from them, but you know, we're going to expect them to run the ball from anywhere. So, you know, we just have to really concentrate on our game. You know, just make sure that our trademarks and, you know, our key aspects of the game are on song. So it should be good.
And looking at your game, there's a lot of new players in the team for this week. A lot of fresh faces. Yourself, Samu, Nick, all first-time leaders for the group. What's the feeling going into this match with such a different feel?
Yeah, I think maybe even a point to prove. You know, with the young squad that we do have, it gives a lot of boys opportunities to play, especially those who haven't had the chance to put on that jersey this year. You know, so the likes of Jermaine Ainsley and players like that have been going back and representing the NRC teams. You know, it's a huge honour for them to be able to get the opportunity this weekend, and I'm sure a lot of the players are ready to step up.
I'm also named as a vice captain for the Wallabies against the Barbars this week. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I think for both Alan and myself, just being able to help, you know, Nick in that aspect of the field, and just help, you know, ease everything on the field is pretty cool. But I think Alan and myself are going to take everything in both hands.
And matching up against players that you've played with in the Wallabies before, Reds players, what's it going to be like taking on some of those players?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. You know, players like Eto and even Tangele and especially Quade, playing against them. I haven't had the chance to play them only in city country rivalries, but you know, I think most rivalry I'll be looking forward to is Quade. You know, he's got a great rugby mind, so to see him play that expensive footy as the Barbarians do, it's going to be really interesting.
Both yourself and Quade are quite active on social media. Has there been any exchanges between you two?
No, we've been keeping it quiet, myself and Quade, but I think him and Duncan have been having a few words to each other. You know, just a little banter here and there. But again, you know, they've both been having great seasons in their respective teams for NRC. You know, and I'll be excited to see what's going to go down in the field.
And you mentioned Duncan there. This game provides an opportunity for players like Duncan and Billy Meeks, Jermaine Ainsley. There's a few there. What can you expect from this young Wallabies group on Saturday night?
Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting aspect to see those young guys come through. You know, I've been watching Duncan play with the Reds for a while now, and to see his growth in the last couple of years has been amazing, and I've been really glad to be a part of it. You know, to see him step up into that role as a fly half for us this weekend is going to be awesome. And you know, other players like Jermaine, you know, who's had been ruled with injuries, but you know, watching him in the NRC, he's been coming along well. You know, it's been really exciting, but you know, for the opportunity to get now, I know they'll take it with both hands and really go hard for it.